I'm Dan, and I'm trying to start a new series for YouTube, and I guess this series is going to be called Let's Hike, and we're going to have a couple of different episodes, probably Let's Hike, Sleeping Giant, White Trail, Let's Hike, Sleeping Giant, a different trail, and possibly some other different places in the future. And today I'm here with my friend Brian, and we're going to do Let's Hike, Sleeping Giant, the White Trail. And basically how it's going to work is we're going to hike the trail and film certain places along the way where that might be scenic or that just might be interesting. And from time to time we're probably just going to have conversations about our experiences with the trail, and maybe tell some stories or something about the times that we've been hiking here. And it's gonna be very very loose, and we're just going to sort of talk about what it means to us. So I guess that's it for the moment, and we're gonna be starting in a couple minutes. So we're here at the head of the White Trail, and one of the things that we just kind of stumbled upon when we were talking about how to start the first episode was I kind of was standing here and I noticed that there's a letterbox hidden here. And basically how this works, letterboxing is kind of like it's a kind of a hobby that a lot of people are into in this area. And basically, I guess they go online and they find out clues to where the letterboxes are hidden, and then so people come out in the woods and they find these stamps, and they have generally they have books, and they have their they take their book and they get the letterbox stamp, and they stamp a little a little symbol in their book to show that they found it. And I guess this is, I'm not sure what that is. It looks like some kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but I have no idea what that is. It looks like somebody might have carved this himself. But anyway, sometimes you'll find a notebook hidden with the stamp, and people leave like a little message that a little personalized message in the letterbox, so that other people can read what they wrote when they found it. And I just thought that was kind of cool, so it's hidden right here. Alright, so we're starting the White Trail, and basically the way the White Trail starts out, it kind of starts gradually up a nice slowly rising hill, and to our left you can kind of see how it's rising uphill, and eventually you'll find the what is called the chin of Sleeping Giant. Basically, Sleeping Giant is it's a series of hills and ridges, and the Native Americans called it Sleeping Giant because the hills sort of look like a giant who's lying down on the horizon with his arms folded behind his head. And I believe the spirit that Sleeping Giant is named after is called Hobomok. And so there are different parts of Sleeping Giant, and there's the head, there's a very tall cliff called the chin that you can look over and see Quinnipiac College, and there's like an elbow that's kind of off to the side. Maybe I'm doing it on the wrong side, but you can there's kind of a view from there. And let's see, there's the chest, which is which there are quite a few look-off points, and we're going to be stopping along the chest to show you what the view is like from there at some point. Then there are, the knees and the feet. But another interesting part of the chest is that there's a tower there, and it's basically a fairly simple stone tower that was built during the Depression because I guess people needed jobs, and there are all these public works projects to stimulate the economy. So I don't know if we'll be showing that this time, because we're not we're doing the white trail this time, but that's kind of like a sort of a brief description of what Sleeping Giant is all about. So I guess we'll kind of pan around and show what the first leg of the trail is like, and then continue on. So up behind me is the incline to the chin. We're going to be walking like sort of, I believe, slightly south of the chin. Quinnipiac College, if I'm not mistaken, is behind the camera, off into the woods. And so I guess we'll take a break for now and catch up with you later. Alright, so we are on the white trail, and we're at our first trail crossing, unless I missed one back there. This is where the white trail crosses over the tower trail, and basically the tower trail wraps around the middle hill, the chest, and leads up to the tower that I was talking about before. The one that was built during the Great Depression. And off to your left is the chin. I was just describing how we were sort of walking underneath it, and that's the giant's head up there. You can go up there and sit on the chin and you know, look down and stuff. It's a very nice view. And then behind the camera, you can't see it, but that's where Quinnipiac College is. So I just thought this was one of the first interesting spots on the white trail, so I just figured it would be a good idea to give a little explanation of it. Alright. Once again, we're doing the white trail, and we are sort of halfway up the first hill on the white trail. And we just passed Quinnipiac down there on the right. You can't see it from here, but we're gonna get to a higher vantage on the chest and show you a better view of it from there. But I just wanted to stop here and talk about this place, because like part of the point of this series is that, you know, I'm talking about trails that are familiar to me, and kind of like I want it to be kind of a mixture of facts and information, a mixture of scenery, and a mixture of stories, and having, you know, talking about memories that are important to me, and hopefully other people will you know, make similar episodes of the same series about trails that that are important to them, possibly in other parts of the country or parts of the world. But anyway, right behind me is sort of a rock wall, and when I was a kid, we used to come up here with my father, and my brother and my friend Brian behind the camera and I would often climb on these rocks, and my father would just kind of like, he would just keep on going, and he'd be like, yeah, I'll meet you further up the trail. And we'd climb on these rocks for a while, then we'd just kind of like climb up and meet up with him further down after we trekked through the woods a little ways. But I just kind of wanted to stop here and get an image of this, just because this is one of the parts of the trail that I have that holds memories for me. So here it is. Basically, we'd climb up, I think over that way to the right, where that long rock juts out, and then there's kind of a jagged area, and we climb up there and kind of bushwhack for a little bit, and then just meet up with my father later on. Once again, this is Let's Hike Sleeping Giant, the White Trail. We're sort of right on the, we just kind of reached the top of the chest, which is once again the park is in the shape of like mountains that are in the shape of a sleeping giant, and this is right about here. Right across there you have the chin, which you have to take the blue trail to get to, and right off in the distance, I believe that's the Quinnipiac Sports Complex. And I forgot to mention this before, but I kind of wanted to talk about where Sleeping Giant is located. And I'm not sure what the name of this road is, but right out here is Whitney Avenue, and we're in Hamden, Connecticut. If you go south on Whitney Avenue, you get to New Haven, just in case you're not familiar with Connecticut or Hamden. New Haven is a pretty, it's like a major city in Connecticut. So if you were to go south down Whitney Avenue, that's where you'd reach New Haven. And further north, you'd get to like Cheshire and stuff like that. So yeah, this is one of the first views that you're gonna see on the White Trail. We kind of stepped off the trail a little bit because it was getting a little crowded. I don't know if you can hear that, but there are lots of people gathered here because it's a weekend. And also, like kind of right off to the side, to the right there, I've noticed in my years of hiking here that a lot of like teenagers hang out in that crack there and do drugs and stuff. But so yeah, this is one of the first views of you know, the first vistas, as they say, along the White Trail. One of the nicer views on the White Trail. Basically, again on the right, there's the Chin, and there's a nicer view of Quinnipiac from here. It's kind of a nice place to just hang out. A lot of the times you can see like crows and hawks having their little battles. The crows and hawks just like to fight with each other, and sometimes it can be pretty noisy. Also, there are a lot of these bald spots up here, and people like to build cairns and stuff like that. But it's kind of a nice place to just hang out and relax. Further down, there's kind of an old gnarled tree. I don't know if you can see it from here, but when we were kids, we would.
Let's keep moving.
All right. This way? Or?
Sure.
But anyway. The tree that we're going to go look at is it's kind of rotting now, it's all dark. But when we were kids, this tree seemed like it was really huge, and we were really into G.I. Joe at the time, and we would we'd make guns out of sticks, and we'd be running up the hillside and just screaming "Yo, Joe!" and stuff like that. And this was our base. I mean, it's nothing now, but it was a lot more impressive when we were kids. And we called that the Mobile Command Center. And we had all kinds of bases all over the mountain. So here's another trail crossing. The green trail heads off that way. Then further up, I believe, is the orange, and then even further down is one of the red trails. Basically, all the colored trails that are not red go from west to east and back and forth, and then there are 3 red trails that go perpendicular, and right in between where all those trails meet is where a lot of people tend to get lost. And I've noticed that whenever I cross, not whenever, but a lot of times when I cross through that area, people stop me and ask me for directions on how to get back. And if you were to go sort of northeast, you'd eventually climb up this large hill and get to the tower that I was talking about earlier. This is sort of like a little further into the chest, and we're gonna go down into sort of like the xiphoid process area, and then cross over the belly at some point, and then down to the legs.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe if you see what you can get from here and then try to get a better one.
I got some pretty good shots from here. Let me see if I can... Oh, where'd he go?
Just kind of swooped down. Now
Yeah.
he's flying.
Yeah, he's behind these trees here. I can't see him.
He's still perched again. All right, we're just gonna do some walking shots because this is kind of a nice area. Up on the right, we're going to be having some cliffs and shots of maybe we'll be able to see Quinnipiac College. Sort of a clearing up here. It's kind of windy, so hopefully the sound is recording. I'm kind of new at this filming business. We're using, in order to film this, we're using Brian's stick pick, and I guess he got a couple of free ones because he's been using them for our Pacific Crest Trail videos and Appalachian Trail videos on Brian's YouTube channel. And basically how it works is we have one of these trek poles. I don't know if you can see Brian, he's got his trek pole there, and the stick pick attaches it to the end of it. Let's see if I can get a better shot of Brian. The stick pick attaches to the end of the trek pole, and the camera just mounts right on top of that. So that's how we're able to film while we're walking and get smoother images.
Our Survival Man style video.
We went out to Oregon a while back to go hiking on the Pacific Crest Trail with my brother, and I was filming some stuff then, and I was just walking along and I was holding the camera, and some of the video was just unusable because it was so shaky and it was just messy. But I find that this stick pick helps helps get some nice crisp walking shots. Plus it also helps to have a little viewfinder there to make sure I can check my steadiness, except for right then when I had to maneuver around a branch. But we're coming up to the part where it's out in the open, and it's going to get windy, so maybe you won't be able to hear me, but kind of a clearing. See if we can get a better opening. Hello. I don't know how good that shot is. Can't really tell. Okay. Here's a kind of an interesting little area. Basically, it's a. It looks like the foundation of a house, or I'm not even sure that it was supposed to be a house at one time. It could be like the ruins of an old, stone house. But judging by the fact that there's no mortar or anything, it might just be an art project by, some college kids or something. But I always thought it was kind of an interesting place. Like, you can go in there and sit in there, and it's kind of cool. Let's take a look at the inside. Alright, there's Brian. Your photo? I think this is the spot where when my brother and I were teenagers, we came here with my brother's girlfriend, and we were just hanging out, and then I think we walked down the cliff a little ways, and somebody had built these giant wooden teepees that were probably about, 12 feet tall. They weren't, I don't know, I guess they were kind of cool, but it's not something you could live in. But I always thought that was kind of a neat aspect of this place. A little cairn. There's a much larger one back there, but we kind of sped by it because it was getting kind of crowded.
I'm Brian. I'm Dan's video assistant for this this video series, and right now we're at part of the White Trail where we basically came off of one ridge down into a little valley here. We're working our way up another hill, and you know, the thing that's on the White Trail and the Blue Trail is that it goes very quickly from nice flat easy hiking to, you know, rock climbing up some of these boulders. I've taken actually my dog Callie out Sleeping Giant several times, including on this White Trail, and you know, there are parts here, you know, looking down and on the other side of this hill where I actually had to, you know, pick up 80 pounds of shepherd mixed dog to get her up and over some of these things. It's certainly not an easy climb.
Alright, we are kind of at the crossroads between the white and blue trails, and there I kind of remember this spot because it's sort of like where two of my favorite trails meet. I think my favorite trails in this park are the white and blue trails, and we're kind of like somewhere, I think, about the knee of the giant. And most of what we've been going over in the area of the legs is we kind of go uphill and then back down, and it's very shady and rocky. But they're kind of like a lot of bumps like this where there are hillsides. So we're just kind of giving you a look at what this part of the trail is, and we're almost toward the end. Alright, so we're at the end of the White Trail, which is apparently Chestnut Lane. Basically we started over here somewhere at the first picnic table, and we followed the White Trail all the way to here where we are now. And so now we're pretty much going to take the yellow trail back because it's a nice easy trail, but basically this is like a lesser known parking lot. I mean, I guess it's not too bad, but most people end up parking out on the road that Mount Carmel is on because it's right across from Quinnipiac, and it's just more widely known. But if you wanted to, you could bring two cars and park one at each end and then hike from one end to the other and go back and get your other car, which is something we've done when we hiked the Regicides Trail and a couple of the Appalachian Trail locations. But we're just gonna take the yellow trail back just because it's quick and easy, and I have to go to work pretty soon. So any final thoughts from Brian, the cameraman? He's shaking his head no. So all right, I guess that's it.